All right, next up here, we've got Kansas State and Texas back down to the Big 12 for this matchup here. We've got Texas 4.5-point home favorites, 51.5 the total in this game. Dangerous spot here, really, for Texas in this game because Kansas State, is a very capable group, 6-2 on the year. And we've seen some blemishes from Texas. The Houston game was not pretty after they lost to Oklahoma, and then BYU was a bounce back, 35-6. But like I say, BYU not that same team. Kansas State's been really impressive the last 3 weeks, 3-0 straight up in ATS. Texas Tech 17-point win, and how about 82-3? They beat TCU and Houston combined. So this is a Kansas State team that's really, really playing good. And you look at the last two meetings, Kansas State, Texas, both games decided by 7 points or less. Now, Texas did cover, but they were 3-point favorites in both games, 22-17. They won by 5. They won by 7. I don't know. This just feels like the numbers in a perfect spot where, Texas is still probably the better team. And like I say, I don't worry about Texas at quarterback either. With the injury to Quinn Ewers because there's loaded at the quarterback spot. They got Malik Murphy and Manning, Arch Manning waiting in the wings, and they are 5-star recruit quarterbacks. So you don't worry about Quinn Ewers being out for this Texas team. They're fine at quarterback. The next man up can play, and we've seen that out of Malik Murphy here since he's been the QB for Texas. So it's a really good game. It's a really tough game. I think the number's in a really good spot. I'd probably still have to lean to Texas just a little bit. They did win by 5 and by 7 the last 2 years, and they're every bit as good this year, if not better. So slight lean to Texas. I don't think I'll be getting involved too much, though. What do you think here, Conor?
Yeah, I don't know if I bet. I'm going to think about this one through the week, but I'm waiting for Will Howard's been pretty good, and I just think now – he's had a couple shitty games on the road, and I know they've rotated a little bit with quarterbacks, but like last week, he got most of the snaps. He can have a bad game, and away from Manhattan he's played his worst football. I think it's kind of cheap, so I like Texas here.
I will say this, now that I look at it, Kansas State on the road, they lost at Missouri, they lost at Oklahoma State, and the Texas Tech win is the game that Baron Morton got injured. And that's the game where Strong took
and they
over.
Owned him.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that, like 9 in a row, some weird shit like that?
Yeah, exactly. And then Morton got injured, and the Texas Tech offense just did nothing after that against Kansas State. So that's not a really great track record. You lost 2 against Missouri and Oklahoma State, and then you beat up Texas Tech, who were down to their third-string quarterback on the road. So that's enough concern about their road efforts, Kansas State, where it probably would have me not interested in the underdog here in this game. And Texas, like you said, only laying 4 now in this one. Feels maybe a little bit cheap.